Hey gang, I wanted to highlight a fragrance today because I'm kind of obsessed with the way it smells. I recently did a brand profile of the house of obvious Parfums, and one of the fragrances out of the entire collection is called Unbois, this one right here. Today I'm going to talk to you about this particular fragrance because I think it smells fantastic, and it's a great modern woody fragrance that everybody should know about, especially if you like fragrances that are sort of on the minimalistic side and fragrances similar to, you know, those eccentric molecules fragrances. Either way, I'm going to let you know all about Obvious Parfums Unbois coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yes, Unbois from Obvious Parfums is an obsession lately, and I can't get enough of the way it smells. It's clean, it's fresh, but it's woody and it's musky. It smells very sexy on someone. And, you know, even though it's sort of minimalistic like the eccentric molecules fragrances, it definitely has substance. It's not acting completely minimalistically like those fragrances. So it's a love. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, in my video preview or profile of Obvious Parfums, I selected this as my #1 favorite. It is so good. I mean, I think this is perfect for anyone looking for an office fragrance, anyone that's looking for a musky fragrance, anyone that looks for fragrances that don't scream too loud. It is perfect. It's also not very expensive. And anyway, I'm going to let you know all about it. I already did tell you a lot, but before I do, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell icon so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. How many of you caught my Obvious Parfums video from a few months ago? Let me know, put a comment down so I can find out if you've watched that video. They have some great fragrances. The patchouli is great, the vanilla is great, and of course the Unbois is really great. And even though, as I said, this is sort of on the minimalistic side, it's not necessarily ultra minimalistic like you know, eccentric molecules, molecule 1, because I feel like this is a combination of molecule 1 and molecule 2, because it's ultra woody, plus it has Ambroxan, so it has that kind of synthetic muskiness there that we're kind of you know, addicted to, because I really love that smell. And if you like fragrances like that, you're gonna totally dig this one. But it's a 2020 launch. Amélie Bourgeois is the perfumer. 100 ml for 140 eau de parfum concentration, so it's not gonna break your bank, but it's also not the least expensive. So if you're liking the idea, I suggest you buy a sample to test it out, or go to a store that sells it. Here in San Francisco, it's sold at ZGO Perfumery, but Lucky Scent carries it, and a few other retailers should carry it as well. And I have a link to its distributor in the info box. But this has notes of Italian bergamot, Asian black pepper essence for top notes, Ambroxan, Virginia cedarwood for heart notes, papyrus wood, Gurjum balsam, Haitian Vetiver for base notes. So as you can see, it's mostly woods with a little bit of citruses and some spices thrown in. So that's pretty much it, and that's exactly what you get. It has this very clean, spicy, fresh, spicy quality for a woody fragrance. For me, woods definitely have a dense quality to them, and even though this does have that, it doesn't weigh it down. So it's not a fragrance that's going to weigh things down. It's not very heavy. It wears perfectly. But it starts off with that sweet, citrusy bergamot up top with that spicy black pepper. Very light, not like overdose of those notes, because it's not about those notes. Those are there to enhance this fragrance. Ambroxan, you know, kind of takes over in the heart. Ambroxan gives us the qualities of musk, amber, woods, light aquatic touches that's there. And then of course the cedarwood comes in as well. I think these two are perfect together. They're pretty much running the show for me. It's Ambroxan and cedar. But in the end, papyrus wood comes in, a little bit of Gurjum balsam, and that grassy, earthy vetiver in the base that kind of completes the fragrance experience. But it wears so beautifully and so musky. You know, it just is a perfect fragrance. I think it would be a perfect fragrance for someone that wants a fragrance for work. Perfect, I think. It's not overly strong. It smells great. It's to me, it's a crowd pleaser because it has a very pleasant smell. I want to keep smelling it, you know. So I think it's a perfect office setting, or it's a perfect everyday fragrance. Someone that wears one fragrance over and over again, you know, they love this one fragrance, they would wear it. That's the kind of fragrance this is. You know, a signature scent. That's pretty much what this is. But you know, I have a lot of friends that love perfume, and I have a lot of friends that, you know, like it somewhat. They don't want overwhelm. This is not that. And this is perfect for those type of people, I think. You know, they do enjoy these kind of molecular fragrances of eccentric molecules, or even something like Another 13 from, you know, Le Labo, or Juliette Has a Gun has their not a perfume fragrances. Even Diaz and Durga has that I don't know what fragrance. If you're into those kind of fragrances, I think obvious Unbois is going to be perfect, because I think it fits perfectly there. It's a very modern woody fragrance. It doesn't wear heavy. It wears perfect. It wears light, but still there's some oomph there. And I think with somebody's body chemistry mixed together with this, because it's ultra musky, ultra woody, ultra musky, I think it smells very great. So I wanted to do a quick video on it because I keep wearing it. It's just really a pleasant fragrance. I test a lot of fragrances. Some tend to be really heavy, and in the end my nose gets whacked out, like it gets really tired. And then when I want something, I keep reaching for this because it smells pleasant and it doesn't overwhelm. And it's just the right balance of fresh notes, woods, amber, lightly aromatic touches, very musky. It's also, you know, like I said, very lightly citrusy, so it has the freshness and some light earthy and spiciness as well. I think definitely a solid release. Anyone looking for something simplistic definitely should check this one out, Unbois. As I said, the brand has several other fragrances like the patchouli and the vanilla. Great scents, but this, it's really a great fragrance. I think I'll say it again, like when my nose gets tired, it still wants something, you know, on me. Like I want to smell something, but I don't want it to be overly complex. I don't want it to be overly heavy. I just want a simple smell that smells really good. And that's what this is. Unbois from Obvious. Again, this bottle and the other bottles that I did a video of were sent to me. Immediately I fell for this one. And I'm loving it. I would put it against something like Eccentric Molecules, Molecule 1, you know, Another 13, not a perfume, I don't know what. All these fragrances that have these kind of, you know, molecular notes in them, I would put them against them and put them, you know, in a group of similar fragrances because they wear very similarly. And I'm obsessed with musk anyway, so this one has that sexy muskiness with it. A perfect fragrance for me. Anyway, Unbois from Obvious. Check it out if you can. I highly recommend it as a favorite of mine, and I'm sure once you guys find it and smell it, I think you'll agree with me as well. Especially those of you that like fragrances like I was you know, suggesting would be similar to this. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching today's video on Unbois by Obvious Parfums. Let me know if you've discovered this house. Have you checked out their fragrances? Put a comment down so I can find out. Other than that, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.